Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is lesson 2, generating equivalent expressions. If you remember last unit we talked about properties. Opposite of a sum is the sum of its opposites. We're going to show some examples here and I'll show you how it works, and this is going to lead into the distributive property eventually. Rewrite the problem as a sum of its opposites. So example number 1, 40 plus 9, we can just write, and then it says the opposite of 30, so that's negative 30. And the opposite of positive 2, which is negative 2. So we can rewrite these, or I could have wrote plus negative 30 and plus negative 2, and then we can go ahead and combine all these together. So in this case we would have 49, and I'm going to join these together because they're like terms, both negative, plus negative 32. And then I would go ahead and use the rules. The signs are different. We subtract the two numbers, and I would get 17. So just like we can use that on numbers, we can also use it on variables. So in this case, we would have 3x plus 5y minus 4, and then the opposite of 4x, so that's plus negative 4x, and the opposite of 11, which would be plus negative 11. We can combine the terms that are the same, so 3x and negative 4x, that's negative 1x, plus 5y, because there's nothing to combine that has y's. We have negative 4 and negative 11, which is minus 15 or plus negative 15. So this would be written in standard form, all the way simplified. I'm going to do the first column here, questions 1, 3, and 5, and I'd like you to try 2, 4, and 6 by doing the same thing that I do. So 2x plus 3, there's no negative in front of it, so we just keep that the same. We take the opposite of the first one, so that's plus negative x. And the opposite of the second one, now the second one's a negative 5, so the opposite of that would be positive 5. We combine the like terms. I have 2x and negative x, that's a negative 1. Remember there's a 1 in front of the variable. So I get x, or 1x, and then I have 3 and 5, those are both positive, so that's plus 8. Number 3, 2x minus 3y minus 4 stays, and then I do the opposite of 5x, so plus negative 5x. Keep in mind, I could write minus 5x, that's the same thing, but sometimes it's easier for us to see exactly what's going on. And opposite of positive 2, so that's plus negative 2. 2x and negative 5x together give me negative 3x. I have minus 3y by itself, there's nothing else that has a y. Negative 4 and negative 2 is negative 6. So this would be the most simplified form. Number 5, 4f minus 3 plus 2g. The opposite of negative 4g, that's positive 4g. And the opposite of positive 2, which is plus negative 2. So 4f has nothing else like it. We're going to do the variables, sorry. Positive 2 and positive 4, that's plus 6g. You should always put the constants at the end, so negative 3 and negative 2 is minus 5. So I'd like you to try 2, 4, and 6. Keep in mind number 6, if you notice in the middle there's a plus. That means you do not take the opposite of those numbers, only when you're subtracting.